And we're back. What's up, guys?
So is everybody like the new setup? Instead of having to pull out jerk blocks every time or boxes?
This is way better.
Come to my desk.
It's not the pulling it out part. It's the putting those jerk blocks back up. Just like when you have to use them. Like it's kind of fun to take them out. It's when you're done. You're like, oh gosh.
That's why Jake always leaves his shit out.
Yeah. You're always hoping somebody comes in. Hey man, you want to use these?
We should build this in, soundproof it, official studio.
AC, all that good jazz.
Yeah, this is the only place in the building with AC.
I could use some AC.
Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah. Then you'd have 20 people in your office at a time.
No, he wouldn't.
I would lock that.
He would lock it and just you walk in.
No, anybody in here.
He'd give you that old man look he already has. What are you doing? Where he looks at you over the top of his glasses. Yeah, you've already got that look down, man. When you have kids, they're gonna learn real quick.
I already have like 200 kids a year, so
that's what I'm saying.
I already have.
You get lots of practice.
Take Johnson, or I came up with another one.
Oh, what do you got?
On Blaze Johnson.
Blaze Johnson.
Wes Kiss has it.
Oh.
That's what he named his kid.
Who's that?
Yeah, you can't do
Wes
that.
Kiss.
What's his name?
Did he really? Yeah, you can't use that one.
What's that guy do? What's Wes Kiss?
That's the guy from.
He's in the Olympics in my weight class.
No, what?
The guy in his weight class.
Never heard of the guy.
Well done. Well done.
Well That's like 5'10", 400 pounds and cuts to 230 somehow.
All right, definitely not on PEDs.
So we're back. This is what, 5? 6? 6. Episode 6. We got one of our fellow athletes from AMP, our buddy Aaron.
Yep. Hey, I'm Aaron. I've been lifting for about 10 years now. Right now, doing some weightlifting off-season training with Jake. Our most recent competition, though, was nationals for USPA.
There you go.
My bad. And
don't knock your drink over,
it's not open.
Oh, what the heck? Why is it not open?
It's gonna
I'm gonna be sweating if I drink that thing, man.
All right, so hold up. So you got into weightlifting 10 years ago, and you're what? You just turned 21, right?
I just turned 22. So
turned 22.
I was 12 when I started working out with my dad at Planet Fitness, and we had to lie about my age to get in. So you sign in, had to put 98 because.
I'm sure they're really particular about that.
Oh yeah, no, they definitely checked my birth certificate. But yeah, so we did that for a couple of years.
And just working out like typical pro session stuff.
Yeah, we did.
I know you played sports, so probably some just to be better at football, baseball, whatever.
Yeah, so we had like a bro split. So we do like chest, dry, shoulders, back, by, and then legs and shoulders, and then do that like 6 days a week usually. We didn't really squat that much just because there was a Smith machine, and I was like, dude, I'm not gonna learn how to squat on a Smith machine. Get to high school and have a free weight.
That just shows you how young Aaron is. That they already took the free weights out of Planet Fitness.
Well, they had a free weight bench.
That was the thing.
That was what they had. They didn't have a squat though.
Yeah, they had free weights at Planet Fitness back.
I remember back in the when I was still going there back in the day, and then they put up signs, no deadlifting. Absolutely no deadlifting ever.
But you can eat pizza on Tuesdays.
Yeah, you can eat
bagels,
lunk alarm.
Yep.
But anyway, sorry, continue.
But yeah, so we did that for a couple of years, and then a gym that was more powerlifting oriented. It was just in a, what do you call it? Like just garage gym. Basically, they put a bunch of units together. So I trained there, and that's kind of
like a storage lockup.
Yeah, it was like 6 of them put together.
Oh, wow.
So it was just as hot as this, but they had even less fans.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
So it was pretty rough.
Builds character.
Yeah, no, it sucked. It was so bad. But yeah, so we started training more like squat, bench, deadlifting, and also that was like right around time I started high school.
Okay.
So we had some of the experience I got from the coaches there. We kind of built that around our programming at the gym with my dad. And then I got into powerlifting my senior year.
That's right.
The coach for the defensive line, which is what I played in high school, he was also the powerlifting coach. And so all of us were like, we want to hang out. Like, we don't want to, just football season's over, everybody's gone. So we were like, oh, well, I'll do powerlifting.
Later, fellas.
How's it going?
Carl, you got to go.
You going to get left?
You're going to get left, bro. You got to go. Josh just walked out.
What are you looking at?
He just walked down
He
the
walked
steps.
out.
He literally just walked out. He's gonna leave you. You better get going.
But yeah, so I got into powerlifting my senior year towards the end, and it was kind of funny though because I throughout football, like I always worked out with my dad too.
Okay.
So even like freshman through junior year, I would go to football practice, and we only worked out about an hour after school. So we would, school got out at 3:30. Okay. So we would usually practice from like 1:30 to 3:30. Okay. And so I'd leave that and go meet my dad at the gym, and we'd work out.
In season.
In season. Like, no matter what, like, we always did it. It wasn't necessarily, like, super intense, super heavy or anything, but it was just to keep going.
Yeah.
I couldn't not do it. It just, the coaches we had at the time, honestly, just wasn't enough of the strength and conditioning work, and I felt like
clearly if you could go to practice and then still want to go work out.
Harrison Central.
Where at?
Harrison Central, over in Gulfport.
In Gulfport? Okay.
Yeah. And we got a new coach my junior year, and the strength coach changed a couple of times, and finally it wound up being my defensive line coach. And he saw me working out at the gym all the time because we wound up going to the same one. Sorry. And he was like, "Hey man, like, you're training for powerlifting. This is your senior year. Like, we got games coming up." He said, "You cannot be in here doing this." He was like, "I can give you a little bit extra to do at practice, a little bit extra after practice, but you cannot come in here and like try to bench 275 the day after a game or the day before a game. Like, you're gonna wreck yourself."
That was because you were the guy and he wanted to keep you healthy.
Yeah, that was why.
That's what that says to me.
Yeah, no, apparently I can't remember any of my performances though, because you go in after and you look at the score, the box score, and it's like, "Oh yeah, I had 4 sacks." It's like, "Dude, I don't remember getting 1. You sure they gave them to the right person?" So I was like,
was it CTE?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't remember playing football really at all. It's pretty bad. But I mean, it worked out for me.
Yeah. And so your defensive line, so it was a like school activity, like Harrison Central weight powerlifting team?
Yeah, tell them how powerlifting is in Mississippi, because
we don't have that here.
Yeah, in Alabama we don't have it, but if you have listeners in Florida, they have powerlifting, but it's different. They like clean, and then they like squat and bench, or it's weird. So like, how is it in Mississippi? Like, tell Mississippi, because like you wore gear and all that stuff.
Yeah. So in high school powerlifting for Mississippi, they do squat, bench, deadlift. No funky stuff at all. But you're allowed to wear single ply equipment.
Okay.
Except on the bench press. You cannot wear a bench shirt. So you can wear a squat suit with wraps and crank them on, and you can wear a deadlift suit, like specifically, but you can't put on a bench shirt. I don't know why, but the way they do the sport as a whole is like, at our school, you had the choice to take it as basically a PE.
Okay.
So like, they also did football. So football was 4th block.
Yeah.
We had 4 classes a day. So 4th block was football. And then a lot of the guys who did powerlifting and football would do powerlifting after practice.
Yeah.
Because it was the end of my senior year, I was able to do it 4th block instead of football.
Yeah.
And then I think girls had it 3rd block is when they did it.
Okay. That had to be rough.
So
go do powerlifting and then have one more class you have to go sit through.
Yeah,
that'd have to be rough.
The girls hate it because you put on like Nike shorts, right?
Yeah.
Because they just got done wearing a suit and the suit digs in.
Yeah.
And our coach had the philosophy like, if you could get in easy, your suit's not tight enough. Like, if you got 44-inch thighs, you better, like, the suit is canvas and you're gonna squeeze into like 38-inch thighs.
Jeez.
So like, we had to use Body Glide, which is basically like Vaseline, but it's safe for that material.
Yeah.
I had to use it anyway, to squeeze in. Some of the other guys, I think they just used regular Vaseline because they didn't really care or know that it would hurt the suit. But yeah, the structure they have for it is you have a regional meet, and then you have a South State, or whatever equivalent that would be, and then you have a state championship.
Okay.
And so, they split it up by the USPA weight classes. So, 220, 242, 275, 308, 308 plus. Which, I think makes more sense than just lumping a 400-pounder with a 270-pounder, but,
Yeah.
Where'd you fall in high school?
Yeah, how skinny were you in high school? We've seen pictures.
Yeah, we've seen some skinny
pictures from, that was my freshman summer of college that I lost all that weight. And I was 240 in high school.
Okay.
I think I cut down and competed at 220 maybe. I was eating a bunch of egg whites, man. It was not very fun. I hated that. But that's where I competed. It's funny because if you look at, like, on open powerlifting, you can see all the competitions I've done. And I started out in USAPL because that was just happened to be super close to where I lived. And my first competition was at 198. No, it was at 203. That's the USAPL weight class. And that's the pictures that I've shown y'all, like where I'm actually pretty lean. Like, it's like, oh yeah, he's got some muscle and some bones under all that, man. Yeah, I've got the longest neck ever whenever I lose weight. God, it's turtle, bro. It's terrible. But if you look, like every meet I've done, I've moved up a weight class. So originally the goal was to compete at nationals at 242, and then it became 275.
Okay.
And then about a month out from nationals, I weighed myself, and I was like, ooh, yeah, we're at 300. I don't think I want a chance losing the weight and messing up my performance. You know, we've worked so hard to get every pound that we can. So I was like, I qualified for the 308s, and I looked at who could show up, and I was like, actually, I have a better chance of placing higher in the 308s than I do in the 275s, even if I cut. It wound up working out for me, because if I would have gone to the 275s, I would have taken silver instead of gold. But it was a fun experience being at the first national meet.
So your national meet was what, 2 months ago?
Yeah, June 6th.
June 6th, yeah. Out in San Antonio, right?
Yeah.
And all right, so you said you qualified. Where was qualifications at?
So there's no specific place for that. You just have to have a qualifying total.
Oh, okay.
I think, does weightlifting do that as well? You just have to, so you just have to meet the total. It doesn't really matter where. It does have to be in the same federation, obviously.
Yeah.
But I did that at the Orange Beach.
Okay.
They had a competition there. We did, I think it was Halloween. I think it was October 31st was when we did that one. And it was put on really well. It was honestly the best put on meet I've been to.
The one in Orange Beach or the one in San Antonio?
The one in Orange Beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was really nice.
Was that the meet that you hit that 70-pound squat PR?
Yeah, that was the meet that I totaled my PR by almost like 300 pounds. I think it was like 260 or something like that. My best squat going in was like, I like the way Jake programs specifically, like going into the competition. There's only like a 1 week taper. The week before, it was like, hey, hit 98, 97, whatever percent it was super high. And if it moves good, PR by 5 pounds if you think you got it.
Yeah.
And so we did that. So I actually hit a 5-pound PR like the week, 8 days before the competition, and then went into the competition and hit like 70-pound PR on squat. I think it was like a 40 or 50-pound comp PR on bench press, and then another like 40 or 50-pound PR on deadlifts. So it was definitely a good moment for me. I was pretty stoked.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I mean, we only trained for that for like 6 or 7 weeks.
Yeah, because you were training here for a while, and then you wanted to get on the program to see what was right. I don't know if you were getting stale with what you were doing or whatnot. I think you were just getting stale from what you were doing. So we got you on just a base program for a couple weeks, and then we kind of got you on the way I like to get people strong. And I mean, you really took to it. And like I said, like when you compete in that, it's like you're just wearing wraps or sleeves or what?
No, so I compete raw.
So so like it's raw. So it's not like high school where you had like your suit on, where that's what give you fucking weight.
Oh yeah, no. In high school, like my raw squat was like 395, and in a suit I hit 550. Like it's ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
So like the way that we programmed for you was kind of like we were 6 weeks out, so I gave you a 2 to 3 week cycle that I like to do for everybody who's new on the program. That everybody does the same exact program. Might modify slightly if you're a weightlifter or powerlifter or whatever, but like the rep sets, intensity is very similar.
Yeah.
And then the following either 3 to 4 weeks, depending on how long we ran that, was more of a conjugate style. But we kept in that volume that you like. And like I said, then you PR'd your total by 300 pounds and all your other totals. And then after that cycle, we kept on that same premise of the conjugate, but then we kind of realized, well, maybe dynamic's not really your thing, volume's your thing. So instead of having me as a coach, I kept in the dynamic day, but I told you it was a volume day, and I took the bands off, and I increased the intensity by percentages. So me knowing that you were going to move it fast for a dynamic stimulus, but you were thinking it was a volume stimulus, in your mind was like, hey, this is what I like to do, this is that high volume type day.
Yeah.
And since then, you've continued every meet to PR. If not PR your total, you at least hit a PR in one of the 3 lifts at your meet, or I think the meet before nationals, you hit a PR the week after, right? No,
it was So at nationals, I got 450 on bench, and then I came in the Sunday after because I didn't work out all week, and I was raring to go get back in. So I actually hit a 455 bench. So I got a 5-pound PR like a week after my competition. So that was pretty fun too.
Yeah, it's just one thing too. Is like, you know, everybody wants to act like they work hard and do this. And they want the perfect program. But like Aaron, really everybody at the table right here has bought in to what I've written. Even if what I've written is complete baloney, like they bought into it. They've all got better because they bought into a program.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the program is. If you're 100% sold and bought into it, you're going to progress. And then if it's good stuff, of course, you're going to continue to progress.
So before you got on Jake's programming, you've been in here a couple months for sure by then. Were you kind of writing your own stuff? Were you following somebody else? Were you paying somebody for programming?
No, I took what I learned from my high school coach because I really liked the progress I.
All right. So we were talking about your programming
prior
to coming in and getting with Jake.
I used a lot of what I got from a high school coach, which was basically I took it to the extreme. Yeah. Trinity and I both did that actually. So it was like, you know, on a Monday you would do a box squat for a triple max. Wednesday, well, that would be followed by some type of bench press variation, also a triple max. Okay. Then on Wednesday, it would be like a front squat triple max, or a pin squat triple max. And then it would be like close grip triple max. Then Friday would be front squat triple max, and you know, another bench variation triple, like 4 press.
So it'd be some sort of squat, some sort of press, 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Maxing out basically, either triple, double.
Yeah, exactly.
5.
It went in waves. So triple, then double, then single, and then I just repeated back to the beginning. And it worked really well for my bench press, and I changed it up a little bit. And the reason I got on, you know, the programming was I increased my bench on my own by like 40 pounds over 3-4 months.
Yeah.
But then my squat, I don't think it moved any. I think it went down 5 pounds. My deadlift went down like 20.
Yeah.
Like I just couldn't program my own deadlift and squat improvements. I mean, I could get my bench up, but that was it.
And then wasn't it something you were going for the Mississippi State title or something?
The bench record.
Yeah,
bench record. Yeah, something.
They're not in, which I need to call the guy and ask him because they are marked in the results sheet from the October meet I did.
Okay.
That I have the Mississippi squat, deadlift, and total state records for the junior 275s.
Okay.
However, they're not updated on the website. I don't know why that is. I don't know if they missed a step in verifying something. But I mean, either way, the next competition I do, I'll just let them know.
And what before your last meet where you PR'd everything, what were your numbers a year ago before we started?
Before we started, so I was at a 5, like right at 500 on the squat, like 495, 500. Can't really remember which one. And then on the bench,
we'll just say 500.
Yeah. And then like 340, 350 on the bench press. And then my deadlift was like 530, I think, something like that.
And that was just a year ago?
Well, that's like
we're coming up on just about a year. I mean, if it was 6 weeks out from
that was
Halloween, I mean, we're coming up on
ago.
that.
Yeah. So that was like 6 months before I started doing the programming. The only thing that changed was my bench when I was programming for myself. When I was working.
And then what was your totals at junior nationals?
So
How many
nationals,
your numbers at junior nationals?
Yeah, so I PR'd my squat. I hit 590 in October, and I hit 611 at nationals. I missed 640.
You got out of the groove.
Yeah, it was like Andrew. He brought a squat bar, and it makes a big difference. You know, it's an extra 2 millimeters in thickness. I think.
It's
for
5 millimeters.
Okay,
it's
yeah.
25 millimeters.
It's 25.
Yeah.
So
like we have a thick bar, but like that one might be only like 22 millimeters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's also a 55-pound bar, and so it makes.
I didn't realize it was heavier too.
No. I'm sorry. It's 32 millimeters. A normal bar is
27 or 28, right?
20. Yeah. 28.
And then a traditional power bar is like 29 or 30 or something.
I was thinking about kilograms of bullshit.
Yeah.
I was fucked up. But no, it's 32 millimeters.
And then it's knurling all the way across.
It's no whip and it's longer, so it's just a different feeling. So
the thickness of it really affected where it sat on my back, and so once I got in the hole, it just kind of like pulled me a way I wasn't used to.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, at 20-pound PR on the squat, I couldn't have been too upset with that.
Nah.
And then my bench, I think in October I hit like 420. and I hit an all-time PR. Like I hadn't hit it in here at all, and it was 450. And then I pulled 640, which was another like I'd attempted it one time in here leading up to it, but at the top, like my grip failed me. I kind of wish I could have gone a little bit heavier because it wasn't as much of a grind as I thought mentally. When I look back at it, I was like, oh, that's actually.
I was about to say, everybody always wishes you go a little bit heavier.
I know, but when you look at it on video, it's like, oh, that looked like about 95%.
Oh, I got you.
Could have got a little extra, I think.
So basically, you put on 111 pounds on your squat. Deadlift, what was your deadlift before?
It's like 550, 530,
so like
something
90, 200 pounds. And then, like you said, your bench was getting up to probably close to 4 before we started, but then you put another 55 pounds.
Exactly.
On that in a year of just hard work.
Yeah, that's not even a year. That's like
incredible.
So like October 31st, so what, November? Like 9 months really of 10 months of training.
Yeah.
Really, it's just like figuring out what you didn't like. Not so much reps, like scheme wise, because like I found out quick that certain things didn't work for you, but figuring out the patterns that you sucked at on the lift and then making you hit those all the time. So like I think the biggest thing with your deadlift was probably with anybody's deadlift, like throwing stiff legs in there, but throwing those snatch grips in there because your lockout from top of your knee to your hips is where you have the issue.
I mean, even just from hip to lockout, it's horrendous.
So like that snatch grip, like you gotta fully extend and activate your entire back. Where as a deadlift, you can kind of cheat it a little bit because you can be rounded and think you get your hips through, but on a snatch grip, if you don't get your hips through, like you cannot stand up.
Yeah.
And that really, I think, helps.
Which is also.
I mean, what'd you pull like 6'? What'd you pull snatch grip one day with straps?
Yeah,
it was. It was
ripped. Well, I say it was a deficit snatch grip deadlift with like 6 or 8 chains, and the weight at the top was like 640, 650. And yeah, my strap just snapped off.
Yeah, I thought your hand ripped the way your hand shot.
Yeah, it looked like.
And then you looked at it, and I was like, oh, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, it was scary because I was on the deficit, and so like it snapped off, and I kind of like had to like jog with it.
Yeah. Well, not to mention the grip on that bar.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, I don't want to see his hand.
I got lucky.
Watching you deadlift, I don't think I've ever seen you do something heavy that hasn't come off the floor.
Yeah.
Like everything comes off the floor for you.
Yeah.
Which is for me the hardest part. Like I always say, if it comes off the floor,
if you can get it moving,
yeah.
That's what my coach hated in high school. It was the same way. It was like he was always of the philosophy: if it breaks the ground, why didn't you log it out? Like what is wrong with you, kid? Like lock the bar out. Like it's not that hard. I'm like, dude, I'm trying. Like I ain't got no hip movement going on. But it's definitely improved a lot.
Yeah. So next, any idea when your next powerlifting meet is? Because I know you're kind of taking a break.
Yeah.
You know, let your body heal some. But you know, before we get into that, like you know when your next one is going to be.
So the next major competition I do is going to be nationals. However, because I competed at 308 and like 275 last year, and I really would like to compete at 242, 275. I think I have to requalify for 275s because that meet will have been over a year.
So you'll have to do another smaller meet to qualify for nationals again.
Yeah. Luckily, like I said, the qualifying totals are not that outrageous.
Yeah.
So I mean, realistically, because I don't care about a local meet, I'll just walk in. If I have to total 1,300. I'll total 1301 and call it a day. I don't care.
Yeah, the point is to get there.
All I care about is going to nationals at this point.
And probably the toughest thing for you is just getting down to that 242, right?
Yeah, that is going to be the toughest thing.
242 and not lose the strength.
Yeah, that's what. Right now, eventually I do want to do 242, but like for this upcoming nationals, I probably will do 275 just because that is, it's 50-something pounds to get down to 242. Like, it's just going to lose too much strength, I think, if I try and do it all
it'd be too drastic of a cut.
Yeah, so I'll just, I'm at 290, 289 right now.
Yeah.
So to get to 275 is 14 pounds, and I've got who knows how long, 6 months, a year before nationals again, so.
So when you're in with him wanting to cut weight to drop a weight class, are you going to change up will that change up his program? And once he gets some of the Olympic stuff, like, I mean, I know diet will be the biggest thing to get him there. Do some extra cardio. I mean, like, will that affect the way you programming?
I'll probably throw some like metabolic stuff, like some metcons in there, which he never would do before. Maybe he'll do them this time. But I think the biggest thing though is like when he loses the weight, his movements are going to be different. So it's like going to have to probably change up the type of movements we're doing that were his weaknesses before, because they're going to be slightly different because his body structure is going to be different, his buoyancy is going to be different. So like just figuring out, all right, where are you weak now because you've lost, say, even though it's only 10, 15 pounds.
Yeah, you'll have to reassess it.
That's a big thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
it's a lot of girth off the belly.
Exactly. Like, what is there more of now? Is his back weak now? Is his core weak because he doesn't have that belly to help push out into the belt?
Yeah.
Is it bench press? Like, do we have to really focus on more tricep now because chest is going to be a little bit smaller? Because just,
so essentially, it could be a whole brand new program for him.
Yeah, like just kind of like really just the biggest thing would be figuring out what the weaknesses are for the max effort work, and then like really honing in on the auxiliary stuff for those single joints or the, say, the back, whatever's weak, like really hitting that hard.
Okay.
Where I think we figured out what was the issues the past year, we really hit that shit super hard, and it definitely helped. I mean, put 300 pounds total. There's no like questioning it doesn't work if you just follow the program.
Yeah. But now in the meantime, until we start that programming, you and your fiance, which congratulations by the way,
Thank you.
are both playing around with some Olympic lifting. Welcome to the dark side.
Yeah,
fun.
It's been an interesting transition.
How does it feel to, almost snatch grip 640 pounds, like snatch grip deadlift with chains, 640 some pounds, and then getting 170 pounds over your head without wanting to kill yourself?
Yeah, it's very humbling, right? I was talking to one of the trainers in here today, and I was like, man, dude, like, I went from pulling mid 600s to I can barely get like 200 pounds. I can't even get 200 pounds over my head right now. And it's like, ooh, that really hurts the ego, brings you back down to earth a little bit, But, I mean, I enjoy it. It's definitely getting me used to being in uncomfortable positions again, which, I've gotten so comfortable with, squat, bench, and deadlift that it's hard to, make yourself uncomfortable because I'm so used to it now, that it's a good, different, training stimulus.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's another good question for you as his coach, but I know when I got into CrossFit, like one of the first things, I remember my coach kind of talked about it, and then I noticed like the coordination. I mean, flexibility definitely improved some, but like the coordination, like it was weird. Like if something was falling off the countertop, even like a piece of paper, like you not even like looking at it, you could just kind of reach and grab it. Well, that if he after he spends several weeks, a couple months doing Olympic stuff, is that gonna? How will that translate to his powerlifting?
I think,
or even will it?
Well, I think the biggest thing that's going to translate is hip strength and coming out of holes and grinding on the squat and staying more vertical. Since he does low bar for powerlifting, he's only allowed the high bar right now, so that's different. Squat.
I remember that Saturday. Jake said I could only high bar. Period.
I think so with all the Olympic stuff, he's going to learn how to use his hips more, which has been his weakness in his deadlift.
Yeah.
So when he gets back to powerlifting, he's probably going to have a month that's going to suck and he's going to feel real shitty and not want to do anything just because it mentally breaks you down. But once he gets those patterns and his CNS kind of gets back to lifting heavy, I would think everything will shoot up pulling wise. And then squatting wise, you got to go A to G, vertical. It's only going to translate to the squat form.
Yeah.
Squatting every day.
It should be some good body awareness from it too, right?
Yeah, and at the same time though, he's super mobile as well. So it's like I don't think the mobility or any of that stuff's gonna. It's gonna help him. I think honestly, what it might do is teach him to almost do a dive bomb squat, like Shane Hammond does, because they're kind of. Even though Shane Hammond was like 5'8", 400 pounds, whatever, how big he was, similar build structure wise, not nearly as heavy, but like. When he does go heavy, maybe he has more of a mid bar, not a high bar. He can just go boom, up and down since he's moving so fast on the platform with the Olympic stuff, I think. Yeah. But we'll find out. Like I said, he's going to do this probably till October, November, and then crank it back up in January, super heavy, super hard. Yeah. And he'll just feel better. His capacity will be a little bit higher, I would think, too, just because the stuff I program for you guys is so much. The volume and intensity is there. It undulates more like some days it's fucking.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, that was the worst part about buying into the program was coming in and being like, oh, okay. Oh, well, 12 sets of 3. Wow, that's a lot of volume. Okay, this is gonna suck tomorrow.
And then you have other stuff, not just 12 sets of 3.
No, that wasn't it. You got all the accessory stuff, or like the max effort lower days. We got max effort deadlift and a max effort squat like that.
or like the ones we had today, or this week, the camera bar with chains and bands.
Oh, yeah.
I put one of them up in my story, and somebody commented like, "That's a scary looking contraption you got there." I'm like, "I know.
It's not safe.
I had to squat in it.
Hey, you know,
It works though.
Yeah,
It works.
that is one uncomfortable position still, is the cambered bar squat with chains, because that thing is.
Yeah, but once it gets there, I mean, it's like every other squat. It does take some time getting used to.
Yeah, I didn't have the luxury of having all these different bars at all the other gyms I've been to.
Yeah, nobody does.
Nobody does.
Come
So
through, check them out.
yeah, like we've said, we have all the toys. So you know, you see some of the weird stuff that all of us post on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Come check it out. We'll
And plus, too, like,
let you
people
play.
want to hate or laugh, like, you know, all these crazy bars, and it's gimmicky, and same thing, like, people talk about West Side, like, it's gimmicky, it's this, that. Well, you know what, like, if it works for you, it works, and if you want to change, like, some people can mentally grind, like you said, you literally did the same thing for how many years?
True, what, 4, I think?
4 years of basically Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 RM, 3 RM, 3 RM for a week, then 5 RM, 5 RM, 1 RM, like, if you can mentally grind and if you don't get bored by that, then great. Like, continue to use your barbell.
Yeah.
Like, if it works, it works, or volume works. But like, if you need a change up, like, the best way is to like have a max effort day, or you know, go in like a 3-week wave of, you know what, these 3 weeks I'm gonna do like my 75, 80, 85, whatever your squat percentages are, or RP, or whatever that bullshit you like to do is. Change the bar up every 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And so it's gonna be a totally
Hit a
different
different
feeling.
angle. Yeah.
And it's going to get you better, but people don't want to. People want to do what they want to do. I don't know. I just know how to be strong and get people strong.
I mean, that's what you told me. I mean, the first day I walked in here, you're like, I get people fit through making them as strong as they could possibly be.
And like, everybody literally who just doesn't get stronger and stronger. I mean, look at little Yvonne. Remember how tiny, skinny, and terrible she was at weightlifting when she first started? And now look at her.
Yeah.
Like, she PRs like every weekend here, is getting stronger, putting muscles on, getting confident.
She's working so hard, man. It's awesome to see that determination in her face when she's lifting.
Yeah. Or like even like today, what did like the little 11-year-olds that come and do the Olympics, Austin and
Ryan.
they were doing pretty good today. I mean, Ryan snatched.
I think he said 55, but I think he said he cleaned 105.
Maybe cleaned 105 today, but Ryan snatched 73.
73. Heck yeah.
So, and that was big for him. And he kept failing because he wasn't getting on the bar. And I was like, stop being afraid. I'm not afraid. I was like,
Then get under the bar. Show me.
Like, be fast. Don't be scared. Just drop. So then he finally dropped and missed it. But it was like, okay, you dropped. You got under it and you missed it. That's fine. Don't pull it to your eyeballs and say, oh, I just can't get under. Well, you know, get under it. It's at your eyeballs. Get the fuck under the bar.
That confidence under the bar is so huge with jerks, with snatches.
Yeah.
I mean, even when you learn how to, do a full clean, that just confidence to drop that you're going to catch it. And if you miss it, that it's not just going to break you in
Well,
half.
it's like with Aaron the first couple of weeks were really tough snatching. Just not just physically, but mentally, like just failing over and over. But then you finally get the confidence when you hit it the right way,
Yeah.
in the right position, and it becomes more natural.
Yeah.
Like you get the confidence to keep going.
What helped me a lot with that was I think you call them angel drops. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, doing those helped me so much. Just learn how to drop under the bar.
Yeah.
And how to punch out, like you always say.
Yeah.
Still got still got a lot of work to do, but we're getting there.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything with a barbell that feels better than when you hit a snatch right. Like, it's so effortless, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it's there. Like, those are the best.
Yeah, I find myself very annoyed with me because I'm like, oh, that one was so easy, and then I got 3 reps of it, and rep 2 and 3 are barely getting there, and I'm like, this is terrible.
Tell me about it. It's how natural it's been. Oh, it's so easy in the back, and then I fucking bombed out like a motherfucker on stage.
Yup.
See, y'all weightlifters are crazy with y'all's numbers. I don't know.
Well, like if you look at here's the crazy thing about weightlifters too. States maybe, but like all the Europeans, because they just pay off everybody and take steroids. Like it's whatever because they're like elite.
Yeah.
They're working at 90-95% like up to the day of the meet, like just smoking shit.
Yeah.
They just recover because they're on that good stuff.
I mean, I get it too because like you're not. How many of those guys are failing because of strength and not technique? Like if you can squat 700 pounds, like you're not gonna fail a 300-pound snatch because you can't squat it up. You know? But It's just a little. It's way different than powerlifting. It's just the way numbers.
When
go.
plus two, you being young, you can recover a lot faster than someone who's my age. Like with so the way I have your taper is like you're literally like week out. The week before, like 2 weeks out, then you're basically either gonna PR or like at least hit 95%.
Yeah.
And like if 95% moves slow, then you're done. But if it moves fast, go heavy, so you know what it feels like the following week. With me, it's like, it's like move out in 3 weeks and like recover before I can do that again.
Leading into nationals, we did the 95 or 97, whatever it was, and it moved okay, but it moved a little slow, and so we were like, all right, cool, we'll save it for meet day, recover the next week. Yeah. But that kind of reminded me, before the October meet, I don't know if you remember, but I killed my back during the taper week. Did I tell you? I told you about it, right? So the competition was on Sunday, and I came in to do my 65, 70% on squats on Tuesday. And I wasn't taking the weight seriously because it was 70%, and I knew was going to hit a huge PR. So I just wasn't taking it seriously. And I just popped my butt up out the bottom and basically good morninged it. And I walked out of here back curled over, looking like Turbo the Snail, like the kids. I hurt my back in high school, and that's what the kids
looking like Turbo the
They
Snail.
called me Turbo. All these freshmen in my art class, I was like, man, y'all lucky. I'm done with y'all. Yeah, I was very lucky. Like by the time we got to the comp, I was obviously 110%.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty scary because I was like,
I bet.
I was like 3-4 a weave, ibuprofen every couple hours.
Jeez.
It wasn't. I was like, I just gotta make it there. But
Yeah. Speaking of school, also just graduated, right?
yeah, so I got my bachelor's in mechanical engineering.
Nice. And then got a job lined up. We basically turned an internship into a job, right?
Yeah. So now I work at Airbus as a member of the Winings for the A330.
For the which one?
A330.
A330. Sweet. Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, it's a pretty sweet gig, if I do say so myself.
I would think so.
Yeah.
You've been a very eventful last couple months, huh?
It has been, man. The last year, finding this gym, getting on the programming, going to nationals. I got engaged. I've graduated college, and now I've got my big boy job. Seeing those nice paychecks come in
Feels good, doesn't it?
feels real good. Man.
How did you find out?
So
Because you were a student in the South, right?
yeah, so I worked out at Club 4, and what's the guy? John. He worked at GNC, right?
Oh, John Mount.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he would hand out the flyers or whatever that you have on your desk, or they would be in GNC. And one day Trinity went in and got something, and he handed it to her, and it sat in my truck for 4 months. And then Corona happened, and I was like, I want to find a good gym to train at again. And I was like, hey, wait, I remember seeing this thing. I was like, so I dug it out, and I was like, all right, cool, let me come check it out. And so
You weren't here before coronavirus?
no, I came right as soon as y'all reopened at maybe the week of.
Oh, wow.
I showed up.
I thought you were here before that.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember we couldn't do anything for, how long was it?
I mean, we were sneaking people in the back door for a couple.
I got lucky enough to get in, but
But we didn't have. I don't think we could open up. It was had it been April, May,
Yeah,
June, stuff opened back up.
Back when we couldn't play the stereo real loud, but the strong man would deadlift by the doors.
Boom,
And I'm
boom.
like, yeah, they're not gonna hear that, guys.
no one's lifting in here.
I came in June because we were in between
Okay.
apartments at the time.
Oh, wow.
And we moved back in with my parents, but Trinity still worked over here.
Yeah.
So I would drive her to work, and she worked 9 to 5. And so I would come here at 9 o'clock, get a little workout in, go to Seaweed Roll, get all you can eat sushi, come back, take a little nap on the thing, and then work out for another 2-3 hours.
I remember. All right, it was one of those storms last year, and you texted me, asked me to come up and check, see if the power and stuff was on, and so I pulled up, and I knew it was his truck outside, but I just wanted to check the breakers, see what was there, and I walk in, and everything's dark. I got the flashlight on my phone, and I was like, I'm just checking the lights, but he had his headphones in, so he didn't see me. Trinity looked over, she's like, hey, Megan. And so I go check the breakers, everything's still off, and I was texting you, and all of a sudden Aaron comes sprinting over. Jake knows I'm in here. He said it was cool. I was like, I know, man, I'm just checking the power.
I had no
You're
clue
good.
who it was. I couldn't see or hear nothing.
He's like, man, I was just trying to cut some weight. I'm like, our rate's up now.
Oh, yeah, that was right before the October
Yeah,
meet. I was I was like 281 that night, and I was like, screw it. Like, I got to taper workout. I put on.
I could just hear he was either on the.
I was on the assault bike.
The Cybex or the actual assault bike. I could hear it running.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this place is painful to wear, like, multiple layers of clothes to purposely sweat weight off.
Well, hold on, no. You show up in August with a hoodie on.
Yeah.
No, you don't get that one. I've seen you.
Maybe August.
I've seen you roll in here. I'm like profusely sweating, and you roll in that Arkansas sweatshirt. Start working out, and you finally take it off when it's like dripping from your sleeve cuffs.
Hey man,
and you're like, "Hey, it's a little hot." I'm like, "A little hot."
I told you the gym I used to work out at over in Mississippi, it was just as hotter than this, and so, I mean,
doesn't mean you have to try and make it that hot again.
Man, dude.
Lance I don't know how Lance does it in pants.
And he wears that shit underneath it too. He has like that suit he wears underneath his sweatshirt.
He had a sweatshirt on the other day.
But no, he wears like plastic suit underneath.
Yeah, like one of the one of the sweatsuits, like
it just killed today.
Lasana suit or whatever they call it.
He said yesterday, man, I brought a sweatshirt, but I don't think I'm gonna put it on. It's too hot.
He wore it the whole time I saw him, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like I was doing those the clean pulls yesterday. Yeah, we had clean pulls, and like I did the first set of 3 and literally like got lightheaded. I was like, ooh, like just like grabbed onto something. I was like, nah, I'm not going down
on those every time.
Like it was, it was just the first one. After that, it was fine. But I mean, I was like, like it was one of those like I might go out.
I might be a little crazy, but you'll never catch me in a sauna suit in here. Not happening.
Hey, that man works out hard.
That'd be a
really good way.
That man works out as hard as anybody, and he gives Tristan a hard time the whole time Tristan's working out.
Well, I think if people don't know how hot it is in here, we're all wearing black, and I know we're all completely sweat out. Bacon shirt's supposed to be light gray.
Yeah. Oh, I guarantee. You go back and watch the beginning of the podcast to now, you'll see it change a couple colors.
Just put a time.
I mean, like I am just sweating. All right, we still good.
It's part of the charm in here.
All right, so we got the Olympics going on.
Opening ceremonies tonight.
Yep, opening ceremonies. Technically, over there they were last night, but they're going to show them over here. Of course, we're all looking forward to weightlifting. Do you know when
they're on like USA, but it's like
I was about to say, do they
weird times?
Televise them? Times. Yeah, they have all the guys and girls televised. I think that starts tomorrow. A couple of the lighter ones.
Cool. I guess. So all right. So other than weightlifters, like going, the Olympics only comes around every 4 years. This one's been 5. What other sports do you kind of look forward to watching?
I love watching the sprinters.
To be honest with you, I'm not going to watch any of them because, 1, I don't have cable. 2,
I think Peacock, if you got the Peacock app, I think you can get a bunch of them.
TV.
YouTube's going to have a bunch of them.
I'll watch odds. I mean, honestly, to be honest with you guys, it may shock you. I don't really watch sports. Even though I train all these athletes.
It doesn't shock me.
And like played at a high level, lift at a high level, I don't watch sports.
Okay.
No, just wrestling.
Yeah.
That's a sport.
Soap opera for me. Like John Cena.
Soap opera and spandex,
John
son.
Cena just came back.
Yeah, did you go crazy when you saw that?
Yeah, good stuff. But no, I mean, I really watch sports. I mean, I might watch the finals of like something in track or like wrestling or something like that. But to be honest with you, it doesn't really tickle my fancy.
Fair enough.
Especially most of those half the athletes now are like everything's so political and they just can't compete and do their sport. Just like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, have your message, but dude, like, people want to watch sport to get away from all that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the relief from the headaches, not add more headaches.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure this year's probably going to be worse than most as far as politically charged.
I'm sure.
But
I'm sure.
I told all the kids I was training to watch the sprinters just to see how they move.
Yeah. I know.
How high their legs come up, how long.
It tends to start with the like swimming stuff, and then track and fields like the last like 7-8 days is all track and field stuff.
Outside of weightlifting, swimming's my favorite to watch because.
All right, we're back. All right, so we were talking about the Olympics.
Yeah. So
You said that you swimming outside of the weightlifting stuff tends to be your favorite, and then you were saying during the break like why it tends to be your favorite is because what?
Yeah, so my dad, growing up, we worked out together, but he also, before he got back in the gym with me, he was doing triathlons and stuff.
Yeah.
And so he would be running around the neighborhood, and I'd be riding my bike, and they'd had group swims in the neighborhood with 20 people come out and train for a triathlon. And I was probably 10, 11, and I'd just started swimming with them. And,
Yeah.
I mean, I was able to, I wasn't leading the pack at 10 years old or anything, but like I was able to hold
you
my
could
own
do it.
against people who were like actually training for it. And so like when I got to college and I got to South, one of the things, like I hate doing cardio, like because I trained for a half marathon with my dad. So I did so much running. I'm like, I'm done with running. Like I'm big and I've run before. I don't want to run anymore. Like I'm done.
I've run
And
enough.
So yeah. So like if I'm doing cardio, it's gonna be something like what Rink does with sandbags and yoke, like something that's gonna build strength as well. Or it's gonna be swimming because it doesn't hurt my joints at all.
Yeah.
Like if
Low
I gotta go
impact.
run, my knees are gonna hurt the
Yep.
next day.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So I
Guaranteed.
like going swimming, and I timed it one day doing the 100 meter, and I mean, I was like, I wonder how fast my 100 meter is. So I just timed it, right? And I looked up the national collegiate championships, and I was like 2 seconds off of the lead time for the 100 meter, which 2 seconds in a 100 meter is a lot.
Is a lot, yeah.
But for someone who never trained swimming
and you're
was
not
just,
built like a swimmer.
yeah, I never I did it recreationally every now and then.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh yeah, I feel like swimming today. I'm gonna check my time. I was like, man, that was actually that's kind of cool. Like I wish I would have done that in high school. Like that's one of those things what would you have done different in high school? I wish I would have swam. Like that's my big thing. So that's why I like watching it.
That's a loaded question. What would
Yeah.
you have done different in high school?
That's the only thing I would have done. Things worked out great for me.
We didn't have swimming in my high school, so that wasn't an option
Yeah,
anyway.
you're also from Mobile.
Mobile, yeah.
I'm
And
married
my
to
high
a
school's
guy
now
in
middle
high
school, so yeah.
Worked out pretty good.
Oh yeah.
She's crazy.
Yep.
Just had to
Yeah, I'm a nerd for the Olympics. I get into all of it. Swimming early on, and then track and field, and then
I love that they have so many collegiate athletes compete in the Olympics for swimming.
Yeah.
Katie Ledecky, she was 16
dude,
or
talk about dominant in that last the last Olympics. I
Yeah.
mean, she was smoking people, and then but able to do it in the sprints and the long distance stuff.
yeah, she got,
that's
4
crazy.
golds or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we got that girl from right down the street. From UMass.
Oh,
Oh yeah, we do have. Yeah, I forgot we do have a
That's,
Mobile in there.
What's his face's
Jalen?
neighbor? Huh?
wait. Who is it?
No,
what is it?
It's a swimmer.
swimmer.
What's his face?
Oh,
God dang it, strongman. Tyler's his neighbor.
Oh really,
His neighbor, yeah.
dude?
She swims at UVA, but she made the Olympic team, and supposedly if Ledecky wasn't there, she'd be the number 1 in the world. But she's
Oh,
gonna be number 2 because Ledecky's.
I mean, but hey, somebody's got to be number 2. And if you're number 2 to Katie Ledecky, that ain't bad.
No.
That's awesome, man. Heck yeah, we'll have to root for her.
So I don't think anybody else from Mobile made the Olympics this year.
Was that a often occurrence?
I mean, you had that.
Mobilians making the
You had
Olympics.
that triple jump girl that would come in and train sometime. Remember?
She made the Olympics.
She was working to go to the Olympics.
I mean,
Wasn't there a thrower at
yeah.
South?
What's his face's girlfriend? Fluker.
Oh, no, I think it's his sister.
No. It's what's his face?
DJ Fluker.
No, no. I know. It's
Her
DJ
last name's Fluker.
No, what's his face? He drives the Hyundai Santa Fe. Deaton.
Oh, they're related?
Dude,
Oh, no, that's
I'm
his
pretty sure
girl.
That's his girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I saw her at Club 4 not
She
too long
made
ago. I'm
the,
tripping.
Wait, never mind.
She made the finals of for trials. She made the trials.
Shot
She
put discus stuff?
Yeah. No, it was Hammer.
Hammer?
She made the finals for Hammer. She made naked.
That's cool.
Still? That's
Yeah.
And then I think there was a couple other people from either South or at least the Mobile area that were in the Olympic trials. So. What's so funny, bro?
No,
Yeah, there was a distance runner back when I was at South in the late '90s, early 2000s that won 4 national titles, and then he went. But he was from one of those African
I'm about to
countries.
say, we had a lot of international people
but he
that come
but he, I mean
on the
he
track
was
team.
dominant. He was out of South Alabama, so it was
Somebody
cool.
had two,
Yeah.
They had 2 people. I just saw they made
Jan
a
Lowe, I
post,
think.
Bruce Key or one of the other track coaches that the pole vaulter and the discus or another event made junior worlds
Yeah,
this year. So.
heck yeah. Other news: Texas and Oklahoma supposedly coming to the SEC. Should be pretty
I love
interesting.
it. I think that's awesome.
You think it's going to end up being
4 pods.
I saw.
end up being 4 mega conferences?
Yeah, I think I saw them split some stuff up, shift everything around. 'Cause,
I have a feeling. I mean,
how many if those 2 leave, how many teams are in the Big 12 now?
they
Nah.
weren't even at. They weren't
It's not
even
even
at.
at 12.
They weren't even.
There
at,
should be 12,
They weren't
right?
at
But there's
12 because when Texas A&M left, and then didn't somebody else leave? So they're either So they were at 10. So now they'll be at 8 in another week. So that's probably about it's got to be close to the death knell for for the Big 12.
So who are they going to get? They're going to have to get some people.
I saw that they kind of like
Mississippi Valley State
they
University.
they shift everything around. I saw like
all
Kansas.
the Big 12 teams
Yeah,
got
Kansas
out.
moves to the Big 10, and
I mean, I bet it's supposed to, it'll probably end up being like the Super PAC Conference, the super big, big whatever, in the Midwest, the Southeastern Conference, and then something in the Northeast.
well, you think they would do it by where your school's located, but usually it doesn't work out like that.
Oh, it's money. It's money.
Well, it's like Maryland being in the Big Ten. Why is Maryland in the Big Ten?
Yeah.
It's literally on the East Coast, like.
Well, you got like Idaho used to play in the Sun Belt, which makes zero sense because every team's in the Southeast pretty
Well,
much.
I mean, Denver still in the Sun Belt? I know they were when I was there.
There's like there's a school that has a basketball program.
Yeah, something University of Denver. I know it's a school in Denver, Colorado. Is in the Sun Belt, or was anyway.
Basketball team that's in the Sun
Yeah.
Belt. Well, I don't know what they'll do. It'll be crazy, but I mean,
I think it's a good move because it just makes them more competitive.
Yeah,
they'll get better recruiting opportunities.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff.
And I don't want to go back down that rabbit hole because we kind of hit it on the last podcast, but the NIL stuff. I mean, it kind of makes that more relevant if it's less conferences, so that each one is able to get more teams into. If they end up going to a 12-team playoff, this is what it looks like.
Hopefully.
Then it'll make a little bit more sense. That way, if there's if there's 4 big conferences, then at least it's got to even out somehow. Because it can't just be 2 schools.
Have you seen Mike Leach's thing? He's like, I think he said 12 teams isn't enough. We need like 126 team playoff. I was like, dude, you're gonna have like number 1 Alabama versus who would be 126? Kansas Jayhawks?
South
Yeah.
Alabama.
Yeah. South.
There is like how many Division I football playing
There's
teams?
like 213.
Yeah,
something
so-
like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do it, but I mean,
Division
imagine.
one? No, there's 131.
131 that are Division 1A,
So you
or
have
what used to be
5.
1A.
FCS.
Now it's
You would
FCS.
have 5 teams left out. Like that's a
Yeah.
little much, but I mean,
So interesting. And then what else? What else today? The Cleveland Indians are going
Guardians,
next season. They'll be the Cleveland Guardians.
Man, can we stop with? Golly, we're so woke in America now.
It was bound to happen after the Washington stuff.
Yeah.
But
I don't mind it. I think it's kind of a cool rebrand. I think it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, all about there's like all these statues on the different bridges that are the guardians of the city. That's where they got it from. The fonts are very similar, so it'll still it'll still have the same look and feel of the team. So I'm a Red Sox fan. I don't care.
Are they going to cancel like the Major League movies now?
Right. I'm gonna be scared if they do something with the Chiefs. That's gonna be.
Oh, they are. Fuck the Chiefs. They're canceling everything, bro.
They mess with the Chiefs.
Just make them the
I
chefs.
don't know, man.
Make them the chefs. They've already got the commercial.
They're going to cancel them, bro.
Hope not.
I mean, it doesn't matter. They're not going to win. So.
What you talking
Oh.
about? Who you got this year? You think Tampa Bay's gonna do it again?
I don't know. Big Ben's last year. I think he's going to pull through.
Big Ben's last year. Brady got everybody back, all the starters back from the
Big
Super
Ben
Bowl
came back
teams.
skinny, they said.
I just saw a
Skinny
picture
for
of him.
him.
It looks exactly the same.
No, dude. Here you go.
He was wearing that shirt that said "different" on it.
Now the Steelers did get
Different
Najee
from
Harris.
what? Huh?
They did get Najee Harris.
Yeah, he's
I think that's a
freak.
huge pickup for them.
Yeah.
That'll be
And then we were just
that'll be
talking
fun
about it.
to
They got
see.
Melvin Ingram from the Chargers too, which I was hoping he'd end up at the Chiefs.
Yeah,
but-
you were a little butthurt over that
all
one.
good.
I get it.
the Steelers were.
If y'all didn't know, Rink is a big Kansas City Chiefs fan. If you couldn't tell.
There's no way Najee Harris improves that team so much that they become a contender.
No, I'm just saying that dude's
I don't know.
that dude's a
It's a big
freak.
pickup,
That dude
yeah.
is a freak, man.
No.
He'll hit 1,000 yards this year.
Might
No
hit
question.
2,000.
Might hit 2,000, might.
I
Doubt
mean,
it.
that's normally when running backs
Doubt
pop
it.
is that that rookie second year when they're young and fresh legs and trying to earn that big contract.
I think the last time a rookie did it was Kareem Hunt with the Chiefs. Or recently, that I could remember. He had like 1,600, 1,700 yards. Led the league as a rookie. Kicked that girl.
I was about to say, it didn't last
Moved on
long.
to Cleveland. If he was with the team, we probably would have been back-to-back Super Bowl champions. You didn't hear it from me, though. It's whatever. I'm not mad about it.
Not at all. Can't tell. All right, so we got the weightlifting meet coming up in about 4 weeks. On the 28th, 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, 5 weeks to the 28th.
28th. So if you haven't signed up for that, Definitely.
Sign up, yeah, before slots are closed. We have a bunch of people signed up so far. So
Awesome. Yeah, all weight classes.
Yeah,
even if
classes.
you're not a member, just
like,
message Jake. He'll
if
figure
you're
out a
not
way to backdoor you.
USAW member, like you're supposed to be, but just message me. We'll make it work. So.
What else? We got a t-shirt order. So if you follow Jake on Instagram,
Yeah,
he'll put it right about there. If you want a shirt, we got some cool like one NWO inspired. We got the classic. What that blue that you love?
Yeah,
Do you
just
even know the
that,
name
like,
of it?
I don't even know. It's like indigo or something. I don't know. Just the blue that.
That Miami Vice blue.
Yeah,
Electric indigo.
Yeah, it just pops like.
Yeah.
It just pops like when you see it, you're like, what is that?
Yeah.
Like any one time you wear the blue Savage on Average shirt.
Yep. So you got about a week or so if you want to get one of those. Hit us up. There's tank tops and t-shirts available for those.
Yeah.
Aaron, where can they find you online, man?
They can't.
They can't because I don't exist.
Wow,
You know how much pain
that
in
must
the
be
ass-
so peaceful.
No, it's not. You know what a pain of acid is to get a video. Like if I'm not in here training or doing something and trying to get a video. First off, he has an Android, so it's like not going to get a good video if he videos it.
Nope.
And Trinity has sensitive. Trinity has to be in here training with him to get the video. So it's like,
I've taken videos for him and then sent them to Trinity.
Well, yeah, you told me that we were going to interview him, so I was trying to do some research. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not a thing.
It's good. I love it.
Yeah, I got my best friend's number in my phone. Like Trinity, we live together. I got her number, and then I got y'all's number. I don't really need anybody else.
So you could still get by with like a flip phone.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I'd be fine. I'd be good.
Boost Mobile, Cricket Wireless. Get one of them.
Yeah. No, I gotta have the smartphone. I gotta have something to do while I'm downtown at work.
yeah,
What do you do? Play Brick Breaker on there?
Brick breaker.
No, I look on Trinity's social media. She's logged in for me.
Oh,
you
okay.
draw seatbelts on your planes.
Oh my gosh. We'll see how long that lasts. Good luck with that.
Well, I did tell her, like, she wants me to make one. She's been wanting me to make one for a long time. And she was like, if you win a national competition, you have to make one. I was like, deal. And
So you won a
that's
national
the thing, I
competition.
gotta make one, but I don't know when I'm going to make one. I'll make
After you win.
He already won.
won.
He won.
Well,
That's
win
the
again?
thing. Yeah. When I win again.
2 different weight
Yeah.
classes.
I'm becoming 3 division champ, bro. Ugh.
Oh my
McGregor
gosh.
weightlifting.
Get 2 divisions. I'm going 3.
There you go.
3.
There you go. So you can't find Aaron online, but you can find Jake, myself,
You
and
can
Rink.
find him here, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can find Trinity online.
I was about to say, well, yeah, give them Trinity's. How can they find your wonderful fiance? So maybe they can see some Instagram stories of you somewhere.
Instagram, I believe, is Trinity Paris McKenzie.
That sounds about right.
So that's about right.
Okay, so we'll put that up over you so that somehow maybe they can be like,
Maybe
good
find
job,
a
Aaron.
review.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I'll just have to have her post more videos of me.
There you go.
She likes to only post herself, well, not her wonderful, loving fiance. You know? I just get kind of left in the dust sometimes.
All right. Yeah. Anything else?
Like, subscribe, follow, share. Yeah, just keep sharing it. And the more we get out, the more content we can put out, cool things we can do. I have some other cool things, shirts and straps and other stuff that's going to start in a couple months, hopefully. So just keep liking, subscribing, sharing. So more views, hopefully more more money coming in so we can start doing some more cool stuff. So.
And hit us up with any questions if you have them.
Yeah.
DMs are open, as they say.
Except for Aaron.
Yeah.
You can ask us, and we'll ask him.
Yeah, we should just put his number up on the screen. That way they can text him directly.
Address, social security, mother's maiden name.
Let's keep the last couple out.
What's your ATM pin code?
You really want to know? Depends. You're going to have to get lucky if you're trying to get any money. You know, right before all the bills come
You
out.
said you were getting those paychecks now, though,
I
man.
am, but like once the money starts coming in, it's like, oh,
Yeah, you
man.
just buy more
Feel
expensive
good about
stuff.
yourself.
No, like I've only had this is my 3rd paycheck I got, and it's like I still got to pay bills and stuff, but it's the money just disappears, man.
Doesn't it suck being an adult paying bills?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been paying bills, man.
Wait till you have to pay taxes, Mr. Engineer.
I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's gonna
they
go up.
take out a good bit.
It's
of
gonna
taxes.
go
Oh,
up.
they're going to take out more.
Yeah.
Once at the end of the year, you'll be like,
No, because Trinity is a dependent. She does not work, so I will get a little bit of help there.
Oh,
I pay for everything.
that's good.
You're still going to pay more than you think.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that I ain't got to pay any.
Oh, you're going to.
Yeah, you get a big boy job. Yeah, that's my goal every year
Alright, take out, like,
is to not pay or to pay as little as possible. So
You're above that, like, certain bracket right now.
Yep.
Since you're an engineer, they're going to take it.
yeah.
Better start saving up.
Suck it up, Cupcake. Yeah, you better disappear it into a bank account, son.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Like, subscribe, come work out with us. If you got kids, we got a 3:30 class. We'll
And
train
a
them.
5:30 class.
And a 5:30. That's right. Ring's got the 5:30 class.
Good about me.
Yeah. All right. See y'all next time.
Peace out.